Control is Lost to Us by Purple Painted Insomniac on AO3. Episode 6, Chapter 5. Hitoshi pulled out his hero costume and put on compression shirts, his favorite, hoodie, before also grabbing a pair of gray sweats and sliding them on, making sure to hinge the waist in tightly. He scampered out of his room to find Izuku stood in the living room, phone pressed to his side of his face, and whispering urgently into the No, I won't let him interact with her, just so you could get information on who she was working with her for. I don't give a fuck what the hell the commission wants, Katsuki. I won't put Toshi through this bullshit. Today has been enough of a fuck test. They can find out another way. Izuku growled angrily into the receiver before he froze, and deadly calm washed over him. Do not call me that again, Bakugo. I know it's my hero name, but that was a mistake. And you were not simply addressing me there. You were falling back into old habits to get what you want from me. It won't work. I'm not the same scaredless, quirkless kid you could push around. Izuku snarled into the phone before hanging up. Glad to see you finally stand up for yourself, Izu. What did blast they want from me exactly? Hitoshi pondered, walking over and wrapping his arms around Izuku. From behind, nuzzling his chin into soft green curls. Acting like the commission's lapdog. Stupid Pomeranian. He's your friend. I heard from your dads how the fucking idiots at the station had been acting. Why would they want you to fucking talk to that bitch, even if it meant she would give up the rest of the organization she was working with? Hitoshi took a deep breath and muttered this over. Zu, maybe I should if she's willing to supply evidence. And I want to know why she never tried to reach out before. Why she's never brought something like this into the open until she's trapped and cornered with me and right in front of her. I know you don't want them using me. And I know me going to talk with Marinette is going to cause waves and rumors that I'm not going to be able to escape from, but maybe I should do this. Hitoshi said softly, breathing in soft scent of peppermint and chamomile from Izuku shampoo. I know getting the information is vital, but I don't want anyone thinking worse of you for it. But I knew you'd want to go regardless. You needed answers, and, well, I'm happy to go with you, if you like. Izuku asked, turning in Hitoshi's arms, so his ears were resting against his chest, where he could hear the steady, strong beat of his heart, and the calm and unsure breathing. I like that, Zu, but you know they won't let you in the room with me. Hitoshi smiled softly, pressing a soft kiss into the curls, and Izuku chuckled softly. I'd like to see them stop me. Go, put on your leather, and I'll grab mine. We'll ride together? Yeah? Hitoshi grinned, mischievously, and Hitoshi felt his throat go dry a little at the thought of Izuku and his motorcycle leathers. Sure, Izu, if you want that. Hitoshi nodded, albeit a little dumbly, and he left to go change once again, hopefully just changing his pants for a pair of shorts, and the leathers, and his hoodie for his riding jacket. He came out of his room and moved to grab both his and Izuku's helmets from the side table, quickly messing with them to link them and the helmet cons to one another so they could talk easily on the drive over. He snorted as he heard the low whistle from behind him. You know, I don't think it's ever really dawned on me how criminally good you look in leather, Toshi. Izuku smirked as Toshi gave his own once-over red dusting across the cheeks, and the telltale heat crawling up the back of his neck. Maybe you should look in a mirror, because I'm pretty sure Pops could write you up for public indecency just for wearing those pants, Zu. Hitoshi smirked softly before tossing the green and black helmet that Izuku had gotten himself from Mei towards him. It was caught out in the air easily. There's only one set of eyes I'm really all that bothered about having on me at the moment, and they seemed pretty intently focused. Izuku chuckled before nudging Hitoshi towards the door. Come on, you could lick your fill later. Right now we have to be good little heroes and do as the commission bids. Izuku slips around him and out of the door, Hitoshi following him out and locking it behind him. I'll drive if you don't mind. Hitoshi asked, and Izuku gave an affirmative hum, to which Hitoshi grinned as he threw a leg over his bike, settling a little further forward than usual, allowing room for Izuku to climb on, and the smaller was firmly seated behind Hitoshi, plastering him to his chest. hips with strong arms wrapped around his waist, and clasped together just below this diagram. Hitoshi settled his helmet on his head before starting the bike and clicking it into gear. Letting the HUD bring up the directions to where they were holding his long-lost sister, Izuku's voice crackled over the comms, low and soothing. I'll be honest with you the whole time, Toshi. This is where Katz said they were holding her. I won't let them make you go in there alone. Katz may be my hero partner, but you are so much more to me. And if they need me, then I will be there for you. Izuku sounded so sure of himself, and Hitoshi felt something in his chest warm at the words. I know, Sue. I know I could always count on you to be at my back when I need someone the most. You've always been there, even when I was too stupid to see you were exactly the person I needed in my life, way back in first year. Hitoshi let the statement he felt leak into the words to be vulnerable, in a way that he would only let himself be with very few people. The rest of the drive was silent, save for the soft hums of their breaths over the comms, and the navigation instructions drawn out in a robotic intimidation of May's voice. Soon, they were pulled into the parking gauge, and dismounting both of them, removing their helmets, and shaking out their hair as they both walked to the lift, and made their way to the interrogation rooms of the HPSC building. Oi, Deku! The HPSC only asked for Siren to come in this. You've been benched from the case. You can either go wait in the lobby or fuck off back to your apartment. Katsuki snarled as he looked between the two of them. Izuku took Hitoshi's hands and gave a comforting squeeze before narrowing his eyes at Katsuki. Say that name with that kind of venom again and you're gonna be getting your ass handed to you, cats. I'm here because Hitoshi wants me here for support. If the suits don't like it, they're welcome to try and remove me. Izuku glared, green lightning crackling around the two of them. Hitoshi pulled Izuku into his side, wrapping a soothing arm around his waist. Zoo doesn't have to be in the room, but seeing as I'm assuming both my dads will be in the adjoining room, waiting, Zoo can be there with them. If either you or the HPSC have a problem with that, you're welcome to find someone else Marinette wants in exchange for her information. No skin off my nose if I ever see her again. Hitoshi shrugged, a lazy smirk splitting onto his lips as Hitoshi huffed, his eyes darting between the two of them, and the intimate and possessive touches. Well, thank fuck you two finally pulled your heads out of your asses. I don't think Zoo waiting for you in the viewing room should be an issue. I'll be in there to make sure everything is above board. Hitoshi grunted before walking back, away, leading them to where they would need to be. Above board? Bakugo Katsuki, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Izuku said, his voice laced with icy venom, as black tentacles started to rise in whips from the enclosed fist at his side. Meaning they don't trust the fucking villain not to try and manipulate eye bags into some shit. I'm there to keep his fucking head on straight. That's alright with you, nerd? Katsuki glared at the black tentacles, warily, and Izuku grunted, getting his quirk back under control. Yeah. But you initiate anything else and I will have problems. I know you want the top spot all to yourself someday, Katz, but remember, everything those bastards want come at a fucking price. Make sure it's one you're truly happy to pay. Izuku warned, and with that, they were following him along the brightly lit hallway to a single door. Izuku was ushered into the view room, while Hitoshi followed Katsuki into the interrogation room. Brother, I'm so glad you finally showed your face. Come sit. We have so much to catch up on. Marinette smiled, cork-suppressant cuffs clasped around her wrist, and a gentle smile gracing her face. Her purple hair was tucked behind her ears as she stared at Hitoshi, his head tilted slightly to the side. Just say what you have to say, Marinette. I'm not here for some damn reunion. Until this shit show, I didn't even know you existed. And I'd like to get that back, thank you very much. Hitoshi drawled, giving the woman a bored look as he folded himself into a chair, Katsuki standing at the door, his eyes on both of them. Oh, but Hitoshi, dear brother, I let you get into my inner circle. I'm the one who fed information to the police, to your own adopted pops, so that we could finally meet. Everything would have went swimmingly until that raid. Until you really played the hero. But where were the heroes when I was taken from my home without a fight and beaten and conditioned to who I am now? Marinette leaned forward in her seat, purple eyes glinting in the light, as she regarded Hitoshi. What? You thought you'd get me alone? Convince me that being a villain at your side would be my true calling? You thought I would abandon everything I worked for? Everyone I have ever loved? Everyone who has ever loved me? For you? When I've never even knew you? Hitoshi scoffed, eyes narrowed at the woman as she finally shrank back. Let me tell you something, Marinette. I may be related to you by blood. Our quirks may work in similar fashions, and we may share the same birth parents, but I am nothing like you, and I will never be like you. Please hold up to your end of whatever bargain you stuck with the HPSC. I don't want to come back here for another heart-to-heart. Hitoshi drawled before standing up from the seat he had taken and turning his back on the woman. Wait, I've missed you. I've waited so long to finally meet you, and you don't want to know anything about me at all? She cried out, her eyes wide and pleading as Hitoshi turned his head to look over his shoulder at her. Maybe if you weren't orchestrating and manipulating things like the puppeteer you think yourself to be, to sway me to your side, I might be curious. But I am no one's plaything. I'm a hero, and that's all I ever wanted to be. Having any connections to you puts a strain on everything. Everything I've worked for my whole life. Hitoshi snarled, and with that, he left the room. The maddened screams, pleas of the woman for him to wait and to listen to her echoing in the room behind him. Hitoshi came barreling out and wrapping his arms around Hitoshi, who melted into the embrace, burying his face into green curls. Kami, can we please just go home? I just want to curl up in a ball and cuddle. Hitoshi murmured, into curls, and Izuku hummed, squeezing him tighter. Sure we can, Toshi. Give me the keys to the bite. I'll drive us home. Shouta, Nato, please find out how the fuck she knew he'd be put on that case. Katsuki, you tell your connections in the HUP that if they make my boyfriend confront that bitch again, I will level this fucking building with them in it. Am I clear? Izuku glared at the blonde, nodding to Hitoshi's two father figures, who gave Hitoshi quick hugs and murmured words of encouragement, before Izuku led them away from the nightmare that kept on going. Okay, so Bakugo's bad, but he's good, but he's bad, but he's good. So what I'm getting at is that Bakugo's not necessarily bad. He's just falling into bad habits, and he's coming back. Like, he's letting his ambition take over, but is it fully gonna take over? Who knows? I don't know where else we would lead from this. That seems like the conclusion. So, like, I'm kind of at a loss on where else it would go, you know? So, I have no idea, if I'm being honest. I don't know where this else would go. I'm dead ass. No idea where this could go. So, anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.